All right, folks, let's talk about something that I didn't learn about until just a few years ago. And I've been basically an entrepreneur since I was like 8 years old. Okay, I grew up really poor, raised by a single mom working at Walmart. And I learned at a really young age that if I was actually going to have anything, I was going to have to earn my own money. So when I was 8 years old, I started my own like little trash business where I would go knock on old ladies' doors and offer to take out their trash for 50 cents. And I'd make about $8-10 a day. And that was how I started my day every day, hustling in the morning so I can go play with my friends, buy toys, buy whatever I wanted. And this is back in the 80s, folks. And I've basically been an entrepreneur since I was 8, because as I got older, it moved on to more and more businesses. I got a little bit older. I started mowing lawns instead. When I got a little bit older, I started a babysitting business. So I've been an entrepreneur my entire life. And then well into my 30s, that's whenever my late 20s is when I started my fitness company. And I've been a business owner for a long time. I'm talking like decades, right? I didn't discover this thing called business credit until just a few years ago. And I will tell you right now, I was playing business on hard mode. So what is hard mode? Using my own money, my own profits, my own credit cards, my own stuff, my own businesses, profit margins every single month to invest back into my own business. This is not how the big boys play the game, folks. The big boys use what's known as OPM, other people's money. And one of the most basic ways of starting getting your business credit, and just in case you don't know, you have your personal credit, which is under your social security number. But what you don't know is you can start an LLC or a corporation, and it has what's known as an EIN, which is the social security number of your company. And this too can get credit. And it doesn't show up on your personal credit. And this is why having business credit cards is the secret sauce of the big dogs. You see, what most people do is they try and use their own personal credit, their own personal savings, their own credit cards, their own personal loans to fund their business ventures. This is the wrong way to do it. It's how I did it. Okay, and this is why I'm trying to educate you so you don't make the same mistakes that I made. Because that's playing business on hard mode. Instead, you take advantage of your business's credit and you use your business's credit to start and scale your company. You can literally start a brand new LLC or corporation this week and get funding within this month, okay? And it's based off the backbone of your personal credit because you got to personally guarantee it, but all these cards and all this funding doesn't show up on your personal credit. It only shows up on your company's credit. So you can get $100,000, $250,000 of 0% intro credit cards, right? A stack of them, run them all up to the limits, won't even show up on your personal credit. Now, I don't recommend that, but you can do it. My point is that business credit cards are the secret sauce of those who know how to leverage their credit and leverage debt to make them more money. You see, you could use these 0% credit cards to invest in things and you pay no interest for 12 months or 20 months on some of these companies, right? Versus you using your personal, everything showing up in your personal credit account, killing your score. And then you can't get funding for anything else because your credit scores is already, it's already in the shitter because you got so much leverage from your personal. The smart people put it on their company's profile. And the cool thing is not only do you get these intro cards at 0%, is that business credit, they give you higher limits, okay? Higher limits, right? So you can get cards that are 10K, 25K, 50K, 75K or more on your business credit side that are at 0% for 12 plus months. And the cool thing about credit cards is once you pay them down, you can reuse them. Unlike a loan, right? Which a loan, you have an installment where you have to pay the same amount each month, no matter how much of the actual amount that you've already got that's sitting in your account still that you've used, right? You still got to make that payment every single month, right? With a business credit card, right? You only pay for what you use, and once you pay it off, you ain't got to pay shit, right? That's the beauty of credit cards. cards, right? These revolving lines of credit are beautiful because they get to be reused over and over and over again. And the other side of this is too, let's say you got to make a big investment, but you're not going to be getting that money back for a few months. The crazy thing is you can just make the minimum payments, which is just 1% of the balance, until you actually get that check, until you actually get that money back, right? That's the cool thing about business credit cards too. So when it comes to you actually starting a company, you can actually get 100 grand, 250K in just business credit cards alone and start building your business credit profile. And as your company is starting to age, what happens is you start to be able to open up the door for other products, right? Like business lines of credit, which is similar to a credit card, but it's more of like a cash thing, almost like a HELOC on a house, but without putting your home up as the security, right? You're not securing it with your home, right? But that comes with your business having age and having revenue and things like that, right? But when you're first starting out, business credit cards is the way you go, and that's how you start to build your business credit profile. And like I was saying, and as your company ages, it starts to open up doors for bigger and bigger products. So if you are considering starting a business, whether it is a brick and mortar or an online business, do not play it in hard mode. You want to make sure you play it in easy mode. So make sure that if you are thinking of starting a business or you want to scale your current business, you need to DM me about funding so that way we can get you as much funding for your company as possible at 0%, right? But remember, in order for you to qualify for high limits on these things, your personal credit is the backbone. It has to look good. The institutions want to know the person they're lending money to is responsible. So you want to make sure your credit is clean. It has no derogatories, and ideally you want to have a 700 plus score. That is going to open up the doors for you to qualify for the most funding and the highest limits on these cards. So that way you can start this company and hit that ground running. Let's go, baby. DM me funding for more info.